There are lots of reasons why I believe that the resurrection of Jesus Christ really did happen. Let me give you just two. Number one, the story that the disciples tell. They tell the story of Jesus rising from the dead, but they also tell a story that makes them look really bad. Jesus rose from the dead, but in the process, they denied, they betrayed, they doubted. Now, when people are making up a story, they usually tell a story that makes them look really good. Why would they tell a story about Jesus rising from the dead that also makes them look really bad? Well, the reason is simple, because that's what really happened. Everybody knew it, and they can't change that story. So they had to tell the story as it was. Jesus rose from the dead, and the disciples didn't believe, the disciples doubted at first, and the disciples betrayed him. Second thing that keeps me believing that the resurrection of Jesus Christ really happened was the fact that those disciples then dedicated their lives to telling that story. To a person, those followers of Jesus spent the rest of their lives telling the story that Jesus had risen from the dead. They dedicated their entire existence to it, to the point where even in the face of persecution and threats of their own death, they kept telling that story. Indeed, almost all of them died for sharing the story that Jesus had defeated death. Now, people will die for things they think are true, but rarely will people die for something they know to be a lie. And yet that's what happened to virtually all of the first disciples. Why? Because that's what really happened. Jesus really rose. I could go on. There are lots of reasons why I believe that Jesus really rose from the dead. Those are just two. And man, if he really did rise from the dead, then that demands a response.